blah, 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 blah. You didn't record yet, did you?
I'm I'm now recording, but I think I'm gonna just cut off like the first few seconds because with this, it takes a few seconds for it to like start recording
Oh
audio.
my god.
Hey everybody, we might look a little different, and that's because I've upgraded. I finally upgraded our video technology. Still about 10 years dated, but slightly better video technology. And what better film to start with than with the director of Peoples and What Men Want, Little,
Little. And that little girl in there was pretty good.
starring Regina Hall.
Who's the little girl?
Uh,
Should say on the front.
Marcy Martin. Hope I'm saying your name right. Marcy,
On
Marcy.
the front?
It's on the.
No, I want to see.
Her
From the
name.
producer of Girls Trip in
If you
Night
flip it
School.
over, it'll show you her name.
Her boss woke up.
If you
Little.
if you flip it over,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll see it's right there.
That's not the. It's not Issa. Oh, April is.
13-year-old self.
Mm-hmm. April is Issa Rae.
Issa Rae, who I think was in Succession or something. She hosted SNL. I don't remember if she was a good host or not.
And who is this girl again? It had
Rachel Dratch.
It had what's his name?
Mikey Day.
Mikey Day from SNL. Rachel Dratch from SNL.
One of my top 5 favorite current cast members.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh,
yeah.
Good.
I like him because, okay, it's gonna be kind of side tangent. He kind of reminds me of like Phil Hartman, where he's kind of like the audience's voice.
Mm.
Like, if there's a character who like says something super outrageous, he'll be like, "Excuse me, what did you say?"
We got a cat in the background.
Mm-hmm. She gets distracted very easily, people. You do!
Okay.
So anyway, and that's kind of how Phil Hartman was. Like, if you notice Phil Hartman in sketches, he was all in some sketches. He would be asked like, "Who do you think's going to win?" It's like, well, actually, the election was held is not actually going to be held until was held 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Are you sure?
It was something like that. So anyway, this is what I wanted to review last year, but I accidentally purchased What Men Want. This movie, people have said it's kind of like Big with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's kind of like an adaptation of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen Big, so I can't comment.
Oh my God, he's
Right,
back to being a little boy.
I've seen older, younger swap movies like 13 Going on 30 and 17 again with Zac Efron and Matthew Perry.
What was the one with the one in
Chris
Christmas
Cameron?
with the Cranks? No, the girl. She was a Terminator. Who is the lady? Christmas with the Cranks. Oh my God, she's in People magazine.
Oh, Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee.
Yes.
Lee Curtis was not in Terminator.
Oh, sorry.
That was like. Was that? No.
Yeah, go ahead. Think of the name.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Sigourney Weaver. It was.
Anyway, let's go.
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton was in
Terminator.
Was she?
Yes.
Huh. She wasn't in Indiana Jones.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway. Flashback. Woohoo. Woohoo.
See, if you look up films that aren't just on Netflix and aren't just spy comedies, you might know other actors.
I've got you. What do I to know him for? You know him. Okay, anyway, back to
So anyway, it starts off with Regina Hall as a 13-year-old.
Yes.
I would have guessed 7, but 13.
being very bullied
Yeah,
in school.
like some snot kid, some snot
Sure.
girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
was she a cheerleader?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought she was just a random blonde jerk.
I don't
So anyway, she decides from that moment on to be a boss, not to bully people before she gets bullied.
Yeah.
And so she kind of runs things.
An advertising or an app company, something. She runs everything.
She runs things in a very Elon Musk kind of
How do
way.
you know? Do you work for him? She runs it like
Well,
she's
he's
the boss,
technically the vice president
and
right now.
nobody has.
He's the vice president right now, pretty much.
No, he isn't. They're not in office yet. Just wait.
This is February.
Oh. Um. Sorry about that.
Ruined that illusion,
Well, I've been
folks.
very busy. Okay. All the months are just running in together, and this year is going to fly by like last year. Anyway, so she's the type of boss where she has to have the ideas.
She doesn't like carbs, so
Nobody's ideas are good enough.
she's against carbs. So when she sees like
Always
bagels or
throws them
donuts, she just throws them out.
Yeah.
She's a hard butt.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can name a few people who you've worked with similar to that.
Various jobs. Yeah.
Mhm.
Not just my current employer, various. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can say you worked at AOL.com. It's not embarrassing.
I didn't work at
Anyway,
AOL. I'm talking about the cruise ship and the casino. I'm talking about.
yeah, we know you worked at the Bellagio. We know you worked on
Bellagio.
Disney Cruise Line. Anyway,
But oh my God.
Bellagio's casino, isn't it? In Vegas,
But it's
yeah.
not a cruise ship.
You said you worked on cruise ships and casinos. So I was
In
saying,
the casino.
do you want to say where you actually worked, or do you want me to continue?
Okay, let's talk about Little. So anyway, she's a bossy boss and nobody likes her.
So some kid is like,
No,
yeah, there is some girl.
Day comes in and says she has to come up with a new idea in 48 hours or otherwise he's taking his business elsewhere.
And he's like one of those people that tries to act poor, but he was like, when I was young, I had an idea. I asked my dad for $10 million.
And he only gave me
He only gave me 5. Fortunately, my grandma and grandpa were able to give me the other 5. And it's like, oh, my heart bleeds for you.
because he had a business idea.
I'm never even going to see $1 million in my life, let alone 5.
I know.
So anyway, Lisa Ray is kind of like her lackey, kind of her
Her
assistant,
assistant.
but
She
she
gets
has
blamed for everything.
she has
and
no
has to have
spine.
everything right.
She has no
Yeah.
spine, pretty much. It reminds kind of the opposite of what was the name? What was that movie? It was the Victoria Justice wine movie.
Oh,
Talk for a second.
we watched it for the holidays.
Yes, in
Wasn't
January.
Wasn't it not a taste of wine? It had something to do with wine and taste.
Perfect pairing.
Perfect pairing. That's what it was.
Yes, we watched it during the holidays of January.
Well, Christmas, New Year's, it all runs together.
It was released. We reviewed it like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I told you. This
Anyway,
year is already flying by. Oh my God.
people. So one girl curses her with black girl magic.
Yeah. She
I'm
called her
assuming
a
that was-
fire hazard.
She called the little girl a fire hazard. So
Yeah.
she said, "If you were my age, everyone would treat you like how you really are."
Shove you around. I wish you were little.
So she does act kind of like possessed, like.
Oh,
Then said, Okay, anyway, everyone back to work. Then after that, now she is in the age of this 13-year-old. Now I'm not gonna
Interesting.
now I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this poster for Little, I was thinking it was gonna be more like, instead of a black girl version of Big, I thought it was gonna be a black girl version of 13 going on 30, where
It was kinda.
this girl was gonna wake up as her, as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah.
So anyway, Issa Rae, and it takes her a while to figure out that she was short, which she should
I
have.
mean, her clothes were like
She should
hanging
have
all
noticed,
over.
because she was probably like what, like a foot and a half shorter, and she was like having to put her hand like this as opposed to like this on the register.
Well, and plus she went to get a coffee and
That's what I was talking
she
about.
cuts in line and she goes, "I'll have my usual." I don't know what your usual.
This boy pushed her, so again, she should have known something was up.
Yeah.
Plus, she wouldn't she have noticed that boy was like at her height?
She still figured she was the boss.
Hmm.
Boss.
So anyway, Issa Rae, she reveals enough information that makes Issa Rae realize that she's her, but as a 13-year-old. When she said, she called her a, well, I'm not going to say that word just in case it's one of those words that only women can say to each other. Um, but yeah, it talks about like Benjamin Button disease and Gary Coleman syndrome. So that's when her neighbor, who was only in those two scenes, I think.
Calls child services. Ah!
I'm Rachel Dratch!
Oh my god.
And that's when and so she has to be enrolled into school. And I was kind of thinking that it was going to be her, like, not so much cussing as the little kid, but like acting like an adult as the little kid.
She was.
No, but I mean like more so like getting into fights with people, punching people, threatening, doing more threatening and stuff. And I don't I don't know if it's stereotypical or not, but I wondered what was in her purse besides her black card. Black credit
Her
card, people.
phone.
Yeah.
Isn't that American Express or something? Black card.
I don't know.
Carte blanche, something.
Um so Issa Rae is not doing a good job at like holding her own against
Holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Period.
Kids stick straws into
Her hair.
into her hair, which
Her afro.
That
She had about 6 in there, didn't she?
that must be a
Pink,
new that must be a
green.
new thing, because I never noticed anyone doing that when I was in school. And again, most girls didn't have froze. And I'm sorry, people. This is gonna get me in trouble, but her hair sometimes looked like a poodle's hair. Sorry.
Kind of poof a little bit here and then poof.
Hmm. There's one part where it was during essentially during a sleepover where her hair was in like braids.
Yeah.
And I was like, can she go with that? I mean, that's fine, right?
Mm.
So anyway, she is friends with 3 kids.
They're at the friends table.
One of them,
They're at the friends table. They're the ones that invited her because everybody else filled their seats. And then she ordered food from the outside to come
yeah,
in
Postmates.
to give her something.
And then you got what you wanted because Mr. Hunky was in this movie.
Yeah, the guy from Tracker. He was.
I never saw that show.
He was also in one of the holiday movies that we saw. The author, or his parents were the author, and the housekeeper's daughter was an author too or something. I don't remember what that one was.
Christmas Vacation 2.
No.
Anyway,
His mom died and left him the house and everything, so he had to go through it, clean up, and yeah,
that was one where I probably zoned out really fast. I'm sorry.
maybe. I don't know. You're talking about zoning out.
So then there's there's three kids. One of them is an Asian girl. I don't know why she was there. One of them was a white kid. I don't remember why he was there. And the third one was
Because he kept asking too many questions.
okay.
And the
Then
third one
the
was there
third one-
because he stuttered. Except for when he sang.
Yeah. It's kind of like Porky Pig. Oh my god, I just made it. This movie is in the same universe as Space Jam 2. Great.
Stop it. It is not.
Porky Pig had a stutter until he sang in that movie.
He never sang in any cartoons or anything else.
Um,
And he didn't really sing. He
I think
did
he did
rap.
in Porky's Pork
Okay,
Fish.
anyway,
I
get
am
off of that.
Porky the Pig, and I have all kinds of
Get
fish.
off of it.
No, that was what he's. That's how he sang.
I don't care. We're talking about Little.
So, and you asked me if Porky ever sang before.
I know you could have just said yes, I believe once. Anyway.
So,
Hmm.
what happened afterwards? So
then they tried out
She-
for the
she-
Conchilla or Winchilla,
just basically a talent show, pretty much.
and she was like, "No, you can't. You can't."
And they
You
bomb
can't."
horribly.
Yeah, and then they said, "Oh, you're in,
But essentially, that's like
Miss Spirit."
no, they're essentially put on there to just be embarrassed or to be like the joke.
Yeah.
And when he was singing, I thought he was gonna sing like I Will Always Love You. Turns out he sings the Dream Girls theme song.
I'm getting tired here. We're dragging this out. Okay.
It's a freaking review.
Okay, but let's speed it up. I need a drink of water.
Okay, so we're gonna end it talking about this movie by mentioning how Regina King's character, what's her name? Jordan Sanders has a boyfriend, and that boyfriend does a rip-off of the future movie we might review, Chocolate City, which is the Black Magic Mike.
Oh boy, I haven't even seen the original Magic Mike.
You'd hate it. It has Olivia Montopoulos.
I don't know who that is.
Hot chick.
Whatever.
So anyway, so he does like a 2-minute long strip dance, which I'm sure made your heart all aflutter. And
Not really.
that's all we're going to say about the
That's
movie.
you stopping.
You complained a minute ago that we were talking too long.
No, but you just stopped right
Yes.
there.
Yes. Watch the movie if you
don't
want to
stop
know
at
the rest
lunch
of it.
when they're
Nope.
singing. Oh my god.
Lunch?
Yeah, she took her out to lunch with her black credit card.
That was before.
She was still little.
She was little during the strip dance.
Yeah.
So, would you tell people to see this movie?
The little girl's performance after Regina turns to little,
Yeah.
it kind of picked up then. What kind of ratings did it get? It's a PG-13
Yeah.
rating.
Which makes sense because there's no nudity, there's no like real profanity really. There's a marijuana joke, there's some talks, there's scenes of drinking. That's about it. There's nothing like extremely violent and chase around the rocks or something. Scotch on the rocks, sorry.
Only 2 rocks.
3 and I will have you fired or
No,
something.
I will return it.
Yeah. I it's fair to compare it because it's from the same writer. But I thought Taraji P. Henson in What Men Want was a funnier.
But the other
Mean
two
Boss.
movies were Girls Trip, which is pretty good.
That's the producer, not the writer.
Oh, Night School.
Night School has Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish in it. We should see that one too one
There
day.
were bonus gag reels.
That was after the credits. Those were special features.
Oh, I thought we were going to watch them. Okay, anyway. It did have some funny parts. It had lessons learned. You should treat everybody like a human and not.
I have a feeling this will probably be the best movie we review for Black History Month,
Uh,
but it's not the one I'm most looking forward to. Those are coming up.
oh
Those
my god.
those are going to cap the end of the month.
Ooh, so we had a great beginning, and guess what, folks?
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Apparently, this movie holds the record with that 13-year-old girl. Apparently, she produced it, which means she probably donated $50 into
that little
production.
girl?
Apparently,
Her?
which makes her the youngest producer ever.
Wow. How'd you know that?
I looked it up on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
She really did have the attitude.
force IMDb for a fact says Who's Your Caddy is an excellent remake of Caddyshack. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
If you want to watch it, and you have a dull Saturday, go ahead. I don't know, is it on Netflix or Prime or?
I don't know. I got it on DVD. I got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, we
That's right. I'm
checked
Bosch.
it out. We checked it out. So okay.
Join
anyway.
join us next time where you can't spell Black History Month without Wayne's Brothers.
It's good.
You know it's not. Bye.